There's a new PSP in town, the PlayStation Portal. Sony's released new details on the Project Q handheld. We'll talk specs, pricing, and is it worth picking up?
And Gamescom just took place. We got a ton of news and new announcements that came out of that event. We're going to talk about all this and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another huge episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're coming to you on Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcast services everywhere. GNW. That's all you got to remember. Just type in those three little letters, and you'll get us. Talking news. My name is E-Rock the Red, joined every week by this guy right here. Full clip. What's the haps?
Oh man, you said it. This is going to be a huge episode. There is so much to get through because of Gamescom.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to talking to you about what I played this week, because I didn't even tell you, but I picked up Baldur's Gate 3.
You did?
And it has been my life.
Oh,
yes.
Man. This episode just got much longer because I want to hear all about it.
Yeah. Oh, God. So I picked it up like Tuesday night, and I've probably got 24 hours at least into it so far.
Okay, first of all, what kind of character are you playing?
I am an assassin. I don't think I can remember like where I branched from there, but it uses magic, a little bit of magic,
Sure.
whatever.
Cool.
Or, sorry, not assassin. What am I talking about?
Like a
he uses swords. I forget.
Sure, yeah.
I'm really bad at this D&D.
I know, it's exciting. That's why I like it. All right.
I guess a warrior or something like that.
Yeah, he's got a...
Yeah, but
yeah.
He typically uses like a long sword, but he's also got some magic abilities now.
I like it. What's your take?
It's it lives up to the hype, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of hype about the game, but I understand why. And it's not just like from a gameplay standpoint, it just seems to check all the boxes. If you were to make a list of all the different criteria that make like a great game, like music is great, the visuals are great,
Dude,
the gameplay's great, all of it.
Yep. Dude, and it's just, yeah, they work so hard on this. Like, every single time you talk to a NPC, it goes to like a little cutscene, you know? There's no dialogue boxes, really, you know? It's all just, there's every little detail. Have you talked to any animals yet?
Yeah, using only potions.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anybody who can do it like with their own spell or anything.
Yeah. That's all you need. It lasts a whole, until a long rest most of the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, just even that, like, you could just talk to any animal. Yeah. It's great. Like, there's just so much involved in it. I didn't play much this week. I've been playing, like, so much other stuff. A lot of the stuff that came out of Gamescom, like, every time they would say, like, there's a demo available now. I was like, oh, that looks cool. I'm going to go try it, So I tried a lot of those demos. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more of your adventures in Baldur's Gate there. I did hear that, well, they just did a huge patch. Like, the very first patch I'm sure you got, it was like over 1,000 things were patched out, and they got a couple more in the works. But, because I'm hearing that Act 3, once you get to, like, the city, that where there's so many things happening and so many people running around that it's like even the most powerful computers are getting bogged down. So hopefully by the time you and I get there, it'll be all, smoothed out. So yeah, that's exciting. Any romances yet?
I'm about to hook up with the green chick from the beginning. The only problem is there's I didn't really understand the whole camp aspect of it at first, so I'm not camping nearly enough. And every time I go to camp, something else happens. But eventually she's going to come drag me out of the camp or something like that to hook up.
Yeah, do those long rests, man, because, it fills everything up. Your spells, your party spells, your health, and there's no downside to it.
Yeah.
It progresses the story. You get your short rests back. Yeah, definitely do a bunch of those. But very cool. What did I play? I played Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a lot of fun. Did you get into that at all?
I'm waiting to. I should have a party of 4 that's going to play it, and yeah,
Nice.
we'll see what it's like.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't even played on the victim side yet. It's just me and 2 friends playing, like, because you could do either the 3 killers or the 4, survivors. So we've always just had the 3 of us. So we're like, let's do a full party of killers, and that has been a lot of fun. I play this old guy who's got really good hearing, and he just does this the whole time. So yeah, that was a blast. I think. Even like we played it, I don't know, a small handful of times, and already like there's a lack of content there, and I'm excited for them to put more into it, more maps, more just more everything. And then what else? Oh, I got a early copy of Fav Farm, like an Animal Crossing type farming thing where you have magic and stuff. I'm playing that with my son. That's fun. It's a very well made game. Like right now, I'm playing on my Steam Deck, and it's not really optimized. So there's a couple times where it's like hit this key, and it's like I have to hit the O key or whatever, and then I have to go in and bind it to like one of the buttons. So there's that. I'm sure it's still like it comes out like September 8th or whatever. And what else? I played a demo that was fun. Axolotl. It was one of the games announced at Gamescom. It's kind of like a Vampire Survivors type game with an axolotl. I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, I've been playing just a bunch of random shit.
Yeah, that one sounds interesting. I was gonna ask, when do we get the Q Plays Texas Chainsaw video?
Yeah, never. Maybe he'll play some axolotl, which is way more violent. Like I showed him the trailer for it, and it's like this cute axolotl, and then it gets like a gun, and it just starts shredding everything with these like. And I was like, okay, maybe not. He thought it was hilarious, though. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's becoming a sociopath. He does like to hit the animals in Minecraft a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's the only way to get rid of them. You got to just hit them a bunch. I don't know. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Let's move this show along. Let's talk about our new releases from this past week. It was a big week of releases. The next few weeks are all big, exciting releases that I have no idea when I'm going to get the time to play any of these games. First up, Immortals of Avium came out August 22nd on PC, PS5, and Xbox S and X. This is that first-person shooter, but instead of guns, you're using like magic. There's 25 different spells, offensive, defensive spells, and then like this talent tree where there's over 80 different talents you could learn to like keep your character fresh. It looks fun. The gameplay, all the things I've seen, the reviews, everything, it make it look great. It's definitely on my it's on my wish list of games that I want to check out. The one downside I did see that it has a very like I guess like an uninspired story. It's just kind of just bland. You go through it and it's there, but it's not like exciting.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, this kind of fits into that category of I could mistake this for like 10 other games that we've seen previewed so far.
Right. The good thing is though that it supposedly plays very well. And doing the spells, it's all really responsive and really cool looking. So I like that idea. The first-person shooter with spells thing because I like magic stuff and that sort of thing. So I'm absolutely, if this came out any other time, I probably would have considered picking it up, day one. But I got too much on my plate. It's going in the backlog. Maybe it'll be a good one for a sale price. You know what I mean? Next up, Blasphemous 2 came out on August 24th on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch. This is the return of the penitent one. It's the sequel to the first one. It's like a Metroidvania kind of Souls-like. It's got that Dark Souls kind of vibe. Metroidvania, it's a 2D side-scrolling gameplay. This one's got new weapons, new moves, and it's just as beautiful looking as the first one. I started, knowing that this was coming out soon, I started the first one not too long ago, but something else came out and it's got moved to the back of the bus. But I was enjoying it. I think it's a really well-made game, the first one, that is. So I'm hearing great things about this new one, just more of the same, Do you ever get down with any of those Metroidvanias or anything like that?
Not really. Like I could
No.
play some of those retro inspired games like Cave Story and stuff like that. But
That's right, yeah.
yeah, not exactly into the Metroidvania style.
Okay. Yeah, I have a buddy of mine who like gets every single one of them. If it says Metroidvania on there, he's getting it. He's like, he could put together like his top like 50 Metroidvanias, like just talking about it. He's a big fan. All right, and then last up, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon came out August 25th on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, X, and S. This is just, your mech combat is from software, so it's got that, but it's very different from any, it's not a Soulsborne game. It's just a mech combat game. It's got omnidirectional battles, and then like what's cool, I've seen a lot of really cool ones already. People customizing their mechs, and like you get to like add all these different parts, and the parts that you add, like there's different weapons for like to suit your play style, different types of movement you could do where it's like faster doing certain things, and then like different colors. I saw one that made like a Kirby.
Oh yeah,
A Kirby mech. It was like pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is like, I almost bought this one the other day, but I was like, I'm just gonna play these demos that I downloaded instead. But man, this is another one. I see, like, as soon as I see people playing it and the type of game that it is, it's very different from everything I'm playing right now, where you could sit down, play a chapter, and it's 5 to 10 minutes, and then either, play another one, shut it off, or not chapter, but like it's a part of the chapter. And then, yeah, you save it and you go about your business, and you can either play more or not. So I don't have anything like that. Everything I'm playing is like this grand thing right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this one's looking great, and I'd love to pick it up sometime down the line when I'm not just completely balls to the wall Baldur's Gate.
Right.
But
Yeah.
people, from what I'm seeing in the Gundam community, are loving this because this is all about customizing your mech. So you can create things that are pretty similar to what you see in the different Gundam anime series.
Oh, that's sweet.
And paint them up and put emblems on them and things like that.
Yeah, the customization thing looks really cool. And then on top of that, it does what all From Software games do best, and have these amazingly huge like boss battles where it's just epic in scale and everything like that. So yeah, this one's sitting at 87 on Metacritic. Man, it's like if it had come out any other time, not sandwiched in between Baldur's Gate and Starfield, there would be a lot more chatter about this one out there in the video game community. But I think it's definitely one I'll pick up. I will absolutely pick up at some point, either waiting for a sale, or if I gotta if I get sick of what I'm playing. The other one that I want to pick up that came out, we talked about it a couple weeks ago when it was set to come out. WrestleQuest finally came out on August 22nd as well. That one's on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, Nintendo Switch, and through the Netflix gaming. So I actually thought about, I was like, do I want to play it on my phone? I went and I looked, and it's available there. I got Netflix on my phone. It's there. And I was like, maybe I'll try it, but then, I haven't yet. But WrestleQuest, very excited for that one as well. So yeah, big week. Even next week, let's see, I got a list of the games coming out next week too. Another big one. More indie games though, but ones I'm excited for, like Goodbye Volcano High. It's like dinosaurs in a band. It's like a story game. Sea of Stars we talked about last week. That comes out on the 29th. And then Under the Waves is one that I know a lot of people are excited for. It's like kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be spooky, but it's like you're under, it's like you're in a submarine, you're scuba diving. That stuff just, I instinctively think it's spooky. And then Trine 5, the 5th one of that series. I know a lot of people are big fans of that game, like for the co-op gameplay and stuff. So yeah. And then the week after that, it's going to be all Starfield that we're going to be talking about. So big things are happening, dude. Big things. There just needs to be more time,
Yeah, absolutely. Too much to play.
Oof.
It's a good complaint to have.
It really is. Yeah, I do get a little anxiety when I'm just like, especially since, we're in this position where we want to talk about the things and give our reviews and takes on stuff, where I'm just like, I need to play it all, but it's not happening. We need to hire some more, Gaming News Weekly correspondents.
Game testers. We can do
it. Exactly. All right, that's it for our new releases. Let's get into the news. What do you say?
Sounds good.
News of the week. All right, so Gamescom just took place from Cologne, Germany. This is a big one. And every year they have the first night of the event, they have their opening night live. This one was hosted by Jeff Keighley. He has a role in this. It's not like a huge, like the Game Awards or Summer Games Fest. It's not like that. We're not doing like tons of big world premieres, but there's a lot of new trailers, new announcements, and that sort of thing. So I just want to run through that real fast. Anything you want to chat about, just jump in and just yell at me. So yeah, it kicked off with Starfield. We got a cinematic trailer for that. It's building hype, man. I think Starfield is going to be good. The 31st is the embargo date, so we'll know more soon. But I'm excited. I'm getting more and more excited for Starfield. But yeah, they showed that, and then before we get into it, did you see the dude that ran up on stage yelling something about GTA 6?
Yeah, trying to be a copycat of the dude who did it at the Game Awards or whatever. But nobody cares. And
No.
Good.
No. Yeah, they shut him down real fast. I was like, get out of here. So, all right, there's an IGN article that talks about everything that was announced. I'm going to run through it. We saw the Zack Snyder Rebel Moon movie trailer. So now he said there that's going to be 2 movies and then a game after that, which the world looks cool. So I could definitely, as long as it's good, I could see me getting into that. We got a Modern Warfare 3 gameplay look. It was part of the campaign. Looked good.
Yeah, I'll toss in a little thing that I heard. I think it's been confirmed that this Modern Warfare 3 is running on the exact same engine as Modern Warfare 2. So there's almost no change between them. And that's probably why you're able to carry forward your weapons and skins and things like that, which would have been cool if you could have done that in past Call of Duty titles. But, it comes back to that thing where it's just going to feel a little too much the same for me, and I feel like I'm probably going to be skipping out on this year of COD. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be like because I think I'm the same as you. I'm in it for the multiplayer. If the multiplayer is fun, and I'll pick it up, and if I have friends playing it or whatever. And I don't think I'm gonna have friends playing it, and it's just a rehash of maps. Now that might be cool, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We got a new trailer for Alan Wake 2. That's set to come out October 17th. Every time I see a new trailer from that, it looks scarier and scarier. They talked about Season 2 of Diablo 4, Season of Blood. It's going to have a vampire hunter companion that you can get. Mortal Kombat 1, we got a lot. That was like one of the big things of the show. Mortal Kombat 1 was everywhere at Gamescom. And they talked about 2 new fighters, Sindel and General Shao, joining the roster. Got a release date finally for Tekken 8, January 26th, 2024. We'll be seeing more of that on PS5, Xbox XS, and PC. More about Assassin's Creed Mirage. I feel like, I don't know, you've played some of the Assassin's Creed games, right?
Yeah.
I don't see any fanfare or hype behind this one.
Probably not. I mean, it's almost coming a yearly title. And when it is so much of the same gameplay, you really have to be invested in that story, and that's probably not a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's some die-hard Assassin's Creed fans, but I don't know. It just seems just more of the same again. Cyberpunk 2077, they announced a new, more about the Phantom Liberty DLC pack, basically saying it's going to, Cyberpunk 2.0 is coming out at the same time, and it's just going to be like this. It's going to be a new game, basically, with all the improvements and stuff they had. You going to jump back in for that?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I got into it on PC after playing through it entirely on the PS4, and I just started using mods and seeing what that's like. And this will probably break a lot of those mods, I would assume, but I'll give it another go.
Yeah, September 26th, that comes out. New district, new story quests, 100 plus new items and weapons, vehicle combat, mounted weaponry. So a lot of new stuff being added there. Sonic Superstars finally got a release date. That's coming out October 17th. So all those Sonic fans, Get ready for that. Do that co-op up to 4 players playing Sonic. And then Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon. There's a free update coming later this year to that. New game Dustborn was announced from Quantic Dream. It's like another one of those like story games with the weird animated style. This was one of my highlighted games. Thank goodness you're here. Did you see the trailer for this from the Panic? From Panic Inc., the guys behind the Untitled Goose Game. This weird little creature man gets into all these hijinks. The best part about this trailer for me was the song. I was singing it for hours afterwards. That's gonna be that one's gonna be exciting. Little Nightmares 3 was another big one. I think this one ended up winning the award best game and new trailer at the Gamescom Awards. This one, it's got co-op gameplay in this one. I don't know if the previous ones had co-op. I played the first one and that didn't. I don't know if 2 did.
I think 2 did.
Okay. So yeah, this one, the trailer showed them, you're going along through this spooky world. And yeah, this one, my wife was watching at the time. She was like, this game looks amazing. She's super excited for Little Nightmares 3. I was like, I think I have at least one of the other 2. So I was like, we could get you in there. Another highlight for me, Black Myth Wukong, the new trailer for this. The gameplay looks amazing. I'm very much excited for this. It's like a Souls-like game, but you're a monkey man with a big stick. What could be better? Am I right?
Right.
We got more information about Warhaven, the 16-on-16 multiplayer medieval fighting. That one comes out September 21st. So that one, I was like, oh, great, another one of these. And then I watched the trailer. I'm like, I'm playing this game. It looks awesome. Let's see. What else is exciting? I'll tell you the other one, the highlight for me, Crimson Desert. Did you see this trailer? I'll refresh your memory. It's a fantasy world, and it's the guy, you're one part of the trailer, he's riding a horse, and he rides a horse off a cliff, and then he turns into like a bird or something. It's got this amazing looking sword combat plus magic involved. It looks amazing. It looks like, I'm like, this trailer can't be real because it's doing way too much. Like, it doesn't look like you should be doing all this, be able to do all this stuff in the game. But, after playing Baldur's Gate 3, it's like anything's possible now,
Right.
And then, let's see, Bulletstorm VR got a release date December 14th. You can play that, 12-year-old game now in VR. Killing Floor 3 was announced. That was a new announcement. No one was aware that was coming. We got the reveal for that. You ever play any of those Killing Floor games?
No.
Me neither. And then we got some more looks at Armored Core, The Crew, Motorfest, Fort Solace, Lords of the Fallen, Zenless Zone Zero. That one was interesting. Payday 3. Yeah, that was it, really. I mean, a bunch of more stuff that nothing we really need to go over.
I got a couple more that I'd throw in on that.
Yeah, hit me.
They get an asterisk from me on this. Nightingale. Do you remember that one? We saw announced a while back.
Yeah, that one got pushed back again, right? Delayed or whatever?
I think further? So. Into February 22nd of 2024.
This
is the one where you have portals. It's procedurally generated. So you kind of make the world that you're about to portal into. You choose whether it has dinosaurs or high fantasy creatures, what it's going to look like and things like that. And it's got this Victorian era, you got some simple rifles, but you've also got a Skyrim style axe in one hand, magic in the other. Yeah, it looks like an amalgamation of so many good games.
That's one of those where the more trailers I see of that, the more I'm like, holy shit, this game looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other one that I'd put a note next to is Expeditions. This is a new Mud Runner game. It's a driving sim. You're really just kind of it's a really good physics simulator, and you just happen to be in a truck, I believe.
I never played. They've had those before, right? Oh, like Snow Runner. I never played
Snow
that
Runner,
one.
Mud Runner. And this is a newer one of those. I've not played those last ones either, but I've been very, very close to pulling the trigger on them.
Yeah, you like anything in mud. Mud running, mud wrestling.
For sure.
Mud pies. So yeah, that was all the stuff that was just at that first night thing, and now this is like a 4 or 5 day event, and they just kept announcing more stuff. One of the highlights for me was Off the Grid. We finally got some information about that. That's the new like Neil Blomkamp designed battle royale game. It looks fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
cyberpunk style.
Yeah. All the people have like real like human heads and bodies, but their arms are like robotic, and they can use those to grapple or do all sorts of stuff. The game, we finally got gameplay footage, and it looked like, I was like, well, we'll see what the gameplay looks like, and it looked good. It looked to me, it was a little bit slower than some of the other games, but it looked real nice. So that one was one I was excited for. We got some gameplay for the new RoboCop game. That one, I was like, when that one was first announced, I'm like, this is just a cash grab. It's going to be like garbage or whatever. But they showed the first like level or so, and yeah, I mean, I'm in. I'm a big RoboCop fan, but that's I think that's just based on the era I grew up in. RoboCop was awesome. I'm sure a lot of people out there right now are like, what's a RoboCop? And then the last one that I was really excited about, this Project Mugen. You see this one? It's like kind of, again, cyberpunky, but it's like also like kind of maybe like a Genshin Impact kind of style.
Yeah.
Animated.
The game on Xbox, the original Xbox that came out around the time of its launch, like Jet Set Radio Future. That's what it gave me some.
Sure, yeah, it had a very similar like animated style, but like the world was a little darker. But that one looks cool. It has a lot of different gameplay things. There's parts where I just saw an article where they like compared it to, they showed like parts from Spider-Man. Basically, it looked like it was just ripped right off of Spider-Man with the swinging and like traversal and stuff. So, but yeah, those were the other highlights for me. Anything else that you saw that looked great?
Yeah, first Dwarf. Now there are like another 10 of these games out there where you're the person in the mech suit and you're farming or something. This one looks pretty good. I mean, I'd add it to my list, and then we'll see what happens with all these different games, and I'll finally choose one of them that I'll get to play.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw that one, I was like, oh yeah, this is another one of those crafting games that FC is going to be into. Same thing with that Mines of Moria, the new Lord of the Rings game, where it's just like Lord of the Rings, but it's just a literal like mining game.
Yeah, a little bit of Deep Rock Galactic in there.
Yes, very much so. Yes, good call.
What about Liza P? I didn't play the demo, but you did, didn't you?
I did. Yes, I'm excited for that. That's soon. That's like in like 2 or 3 weeks, and that's a Game Pass Day 1 game. So I'll be playing that for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for a lot, but it's this is all gonna be anything coming out soon. It's already got to compete with Starfield in my mind. So. Yeah, we'll see. You ever play those Payday games? That was the other one that looked interesting. It had like Ice-T talking about it.
Not played them, but they're pretty cool from what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, everybody loves them, but I've never got in there and done anything in those worlds. But yeah, lots of stuff. I definitely recommend just going to check out any of the other footage. There's IGN has some great lists. Some other places, but in addition, they also like announced a bunch of like new hardware and stuff like that. So yeah, crazy stuff coming out of Germany this past week. So, but yeah, we should move on, shall we?
Let's go.
We do need to talk about one more thing that came out of Gamescom. This was the Project Q. Remember this thing, the handheld PlayStation screen thing. That's now the PlayStation Portal. So this is just a screen with a DualSense controller attached to it that you can use to play your PlayStation 5 via remote play over Wi-Fi. What are your thoughts?
I see a lot of people shitting all over this idea,
yes.
And I'm not with them on that. I mean, just because it says PlayStation on it doesn't mean you have to buy it or you're expected to buy it. But I can think of a lot of different scenarios, like, your kid wants to play the PlayStation 5, but you like to play PlayStation 5, so it's in the living room. Rather than carry that console into the other room, give the kid this $200 accessory, and if they don't have a phone or something that they could use alternatively, and you got a nice 1080p 60 frames per second screen and controller in your hand to play the PlayStation 5.
Absolutely. This has its market. It's a very niche item for sure. I think they're expecting just like a 1% attach rate on it. Like, they're not expecting much out of this. It's one of those items where it's not, you don't need to have it. It's, if you have if you have $200, that's, it's $199.99. And it's something that you could work with, like you said. Yeah, you got kids that want to watch, like, My Little Pony. You could do your gaming at the same time. Like, I've been using my Steam Deck for that, which it works, but seeing as this is the intent, 100%, it is made specifically to connect to your PlayStation and play games. It's going to work way better than me using my Steam Deck to remote play, or using like one of those backbone controllers to do your remote play through it. There's some things I don't like about it. So it doesn't have Bluetooth, and the reason for that is the next thing I'm going to talk about. Is the Pulse Elite and Pulse Explore headsets that were also announced. Now they're these like super fancy like audiophile headsets. I think they're like $150 or whatever. There's one like an over-the-ear one, which is the Pulse Elite. It's a wireless headset, and then there's the Pulse Explore, which are the earbuds. And now they're using this new thing called PlayStation Link, and it's a link specifically for the audio to connect to your devices. Just that it's only for PlayStation things, which is cool when they're saying like it also has these headphones also have Bluetooth. So if you get a phone call, you could take your phone call over the headphones while at the same time playing your PlayStation game or whatever, because they're on two different lines or whatever. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. But I think removing it from the device, the PlayStation Portal, having no Bluetooth, I think that's a little weird. You can't just use I use these AirPods for everything. I can't just use those. I gotta buy special AirPods. It does have like a headphone jack, so I could dig out my old wired headphones or whatever and use those, or my headset for my gaming headset. And then another thing so we've talked recently about the PlayStation Plus being able to use the cloud. They introduced the new cloud streaming for PlayStation 5 games if you're a PlayStation Plus premium subscriber, and that is not something featured on here. Now I get that for to be able to do that, you would probably need a lot more components than this $199 item could do. So I get that. That would probably be maybe more, $300 or whatever. But,
so are you not able to do the cloud titles on the PS5 and stream that to your...
Right. Nope. Yeah, only games that are downloaded on your PS5 that you can transmit via remote play. So, like you said it, dude, it definitely has a market. I think it's going to sell better than people expect. Especially, it's a $200. It's a beautiful screen. I mean, those controllers, to buy them in the store is $70 alone. So you're getting a $70 controller with a beautiful screen on there that you can play your games while your kids watch a movie. What more do you need, right?
Right.
All right, next up, it's been a while since we talked about the Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard merger. So there's some new things happening. They recently resubmitted new terms to the CMA in the UK. Now, if you're not familiar with what's happening here, so the Competitions and Markets Authority in the UK, they said no, that this merger, acquisition, whatever, couldn't go through because of it would create a monopoly basically within the cloud, cloud gaming market. So to appease the gods of CMA, the Microsoft has resubmitted new terms, and what those are is they signed a deal with Ubisoft to sell the cloud streaming rights for all current and new Activision, Blizzard, PC, and console games released over the next 15 years. The rights will be in perpetuity. So basically, you know, Ubisoft can take these games and put them basically anywhere they choose on their cloud, using their cloud service. Now, this is only in the UK. It's just to, appease that market over there. I had no idea I'm like so confused about what any of this meant. And I was like, okay, I don't know. And I read more about it and I'm like, okay, I think I have a better idea. But basically it said, here, I'll just read this paragraph. Said Microsoft said that under the restructured buyout, it will not be in a position either to release Activision Blizzard games exclusively on Xbox Cloud Gaming or exclusively control the licensing terms of Activision Blizzard games for rival services, opening the possibility of Activision Blizzard games appearing on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles on cloud gaming services. Ubisoft can now commercialize the distribution of the games via cloud streaming, including to Microsoft itself. Ubisoft will buy the cloud streaming rights to Activision games through a one-off payment and through a market-based wholesale pricing mechanism, including an option that supports pricing based on usage. And then they'll have the ability to license out to third parties the cloud streaming rights to the games under any business model of their choosing. So basically Ubisoft will control where they want these cloud games to go, which is interesting that, we could see, Call of Duty on, through the cloud on, it's going to be on Ubisoft Plus, it's going to be just there.
Yeah.
Or, it'll be on Nintendo Switch through their cloud. It's weird. I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. I kind of wonder if this isn't a little strategic on Microsoft's part. If Ubisoft, if their system happens to run on the Microsoft Azure platform, are they still getting paid for this data going back and forth?
Yeah, the whole thing. It definitely seems like, everybody wins with this. You would seem like, so Microsoft gets to divest to meet this, the whatever the CMA wants, and at the same time, this is building up Ubisoft, their cloud market hugely. So, yeah, it's interesting. So the CMA, they did say, this is not a green light. We will carefully and objectively assess the details of the restructured deal and its impact on competition, including in light of third-party comments. Our goal has not changed. Any future decision on this new deal will ensure that the growing cloud gaming market continues to benefit from open and effective competition, driving innovation and choice. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know what it means, but
it's been weird from the start. I don't know why the cloud gaming portion was their hang up in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know either. No one else seemed to really have an issue with it except the CMA over there in the UK. But it looks like we're getting closer. Every time we talk about this, seems like we're one step closer to this becoming a sure thing. But so we'll see. We'll have to wait and see more what this means. Is it like all Activision games that are on the available on the cloud? Will they be available right away, or will they have to wait a period of time? There's so many questions that we still have no answer to. So we'll see. But pretty soon, within the next couple months, I think we're going to have a done deal. All right, another new, pretty crazy idea as well. This one out of Epic Games. So they announced this new program, basically to get more titles as Epic Games exclusives. So they're offering, it's called the Epic First Run Program. It's an opt-in exclusivity program for third-party developers. And what it does, instead of the current deal, which is 88% revenue, they would get 100% revenue in the first 6 months on the Epic Game Store, being exclusive to the Epic Game Store. So that's crazy. 100% revenue right up for 6 months.
And I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of people take them up on this. Because Steam takes 30 to 40%. That's what I found doing a little research on it. So You want 30 to 40% of your earnings back? Just
Yeah.
go to Epic for a year, and you're still going to sell a lot.
Right.
And if your game is something that people want to go for, they will go and get Epic Games for it. I think it's a win for the developers. It's a win for Epic to build competition against Steam, which I'd like to remind people is a good thing. Steam used to be a lot better back in the day as far as these sales and things like that. And some more pressure from Epic and other competitors might, get us back to that. Really, really good deals on things.
Right. Yeah, it's hard for me because being a Steam Deck owner, I like the ease and accessibility of just buying a game on Steam and just having it there. Like I can play games through Epic on there. There's a bit of a workaround, but it ultimately gets there. Yeah, and at the same time, I don't like having to go multiple places to get games, but that's just a small pet peeve. You're right though. Competition is good, drives the pricing and. For something like this, when you're giving these developers full 100% revenue for a period of time, there is no downside. It just depends on that market share. Yeah, if you think you're going to lose too much by not offering it through, basically Steam is really, because they can still offer it through their, their own like web page or something like that, however they can do it that way. But, yeah, it's interesting. I think it's a win-win for everybody involved, and it will increase some sort of competitive nature, maybe coming out of Steam or whatever. So yeah, this starts. The program's open to developers and publishers with registered Epic Games developer accounts, and products launching on or after October 16th. So yeah, pretty soon we'll get to see if. How many people you think this is going to affect some big titles, or you think it's going to be mostly for smaller indie titles?
I mean, they're just by the nature of they're way more smaller titles, so you're going to see more of that. But I mean, I don't see anything saying that Microsoft couldn't take advantage of this. Why be exclusive to the whatever it is on PC, like the Microsoft Xbox Store? Their own, why not put it over there on Epic for the first year and take 100% of the profit and not have to pay anything to actually distribute it out to people?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you could definitely see, especially that 12% adds up. That you're getting back. And then after that first 6 months, then it does go back to that 88/12 distribution. So, but after 6 months, that's when the sales are, that first 6 months. After that you'll get a trickle here and there, but it's not going to make or break anything, after that point. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this means and who the first few games that do take them up on this deal are. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, it is the end of an era. Charles Martinet will no longer be the voice behind Mario. He was fired. I don't know if he was fired, stepped down. It's real vague when we get there about why he left. It didn't seem like it was of his choosing, but I don't know. I scoured the internet looking for a reason why he left, because the last thing we heard from him was he was upset with the casting of Chris Pratt as Mario. So
I'd never seen that he was upset. I'd always seen that people were upset on his behalf, but I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, he was in the Mario movie. He did a bunch of other voices, but Nintendo released a statement saying Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as the Super Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It's been an honor working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years. We want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date. And Charles said, my new adventure begins. You are all number one in my heart. Woo hoo. So, yeah, are you sad?
I have like no attachment to this man. I don't care that much.
Listen, pretend.
Peak Mario for me had no voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get canceled now that I've said that.
You just pretend that. But yeah, his relationship with Nintendo began in 1994. He voiced several roles in Super Punch-Out for the SNES, and his first lines as Mario were in Mario Teaches Typing later that year. So yeah, it's immediate. He's no longer going to be he was not in Super Mario Wonders. He's not in any of the upcoming, like the WarioWare, because he also did Wario and Waluigi and I think Luigi. And yeah, he's been removed from all those games, and now he's just the Mario ambassador. So yeah, I don't know. He's getting up there. I didn't know if it was like, a health thing,
like an age thing.
An age thing. Not that, yeah, they fired him because he was too old. No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. We'll in the the dark side of Nintendo documentary in 20 years, we'll find out that he had some I'm not even gonna say anything. No, we're not gonna go there. Let's move on. A brand new console was recently announced. This one, super powered juggernaut. This one, oof, I can't believe it. I can't believe they're finally able to achieve such a super powered video game console. Just kidding. It's the Atari 2600, a modern day faithful recreation of an Atari 2600. You ever have one of these, or was this before your time?
No, I mean it was before my time, but I ended up getting one down the line a little bit.
Yeah, I had one when I remember, like my father. I mean, I was very young. My father brought home a 2600, and then we had the 7800. So yeah, we were definitely an Atari family. So this one, it's pretty interesting. So it's coming out November 17th for $129.99, and it comes with 10 games and the CX40 Plus joystick controller. Yeah, it's got an HDMI output, USB power, and multiple screen resolutions for your Atari games. One thing that struck me as odd is it comes with one cartridge. Now it uses the cartridges still, so it's still if you have Atari cartridges, you can play them in this thing. But the thing that comes with is one cartridge with 10 games on it. That's what, that's like 100 KB. It's like
1/100th or 1/1000th of the library.
But even just like the size, it's probably 1 megabyte. They could have put 1,000 Atari games on one cartridge. I get what they're doing, because you got to come back, you got to buy more collections and that sort of thing. But still, man, 10. The games are Adventure Combat, Dodge 'em, Haunted House, Maze Craze, Missile Command, Real Sports Volleyball, Surround, Video Pinball, and Yar's Revenge. And like I said, it works with all 2600 and 7800 Atari games. And another thing that's cool is that you could buy the paddle controller. They're going to have one of those things. It's going to be $39.99 you could buy. And that comes with a 4-in-1 multi-game cartridge with Breakout and a couple other games on there. Canyon Bomber, Night Driver.
Yeah. I love that this was from an era where the games were so simplistic, and the first of their kind, you can just call it Combat.
Yeah. Yeah, Combat was a great game, too. It's so weird. There's still, I bought one of those, those ones that was like the plug-and-play things, where you just plug it into the television and it has all the games on there. I got the paddle one of that, and I was playing Warlords. That was a game that, me and it was like a multiplayer game. You play with a couple people, and it was like Breakout, but you got to protect your base. It's a great game.
Yeah. It's good that you mentioned those, because the fact that those exist, and in this era of gaming, things like emulation and stuff existing, my question mark to this when I saw it was like $130 is why make this? And the answer is money, but why?
Yeah, just people with too much money and nostalgia right now is a big seller. You're seeing people our age that are getting good jobs, have, no kids and have all this money, and they're like, man, remember playing the Nintendo or the Atari? And they're like, oh yeah, let's just go buy one of these. So it's definitely, I'm interested to see how this moves product. It's $130 for an Atari. Now, you probably can't get a regular Atari, like an Atari, for less than $100 because of the,
that's true.
The retro, market is pretty booming now too.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Quick quote from the CEO of the company, Wade Rosen. He said, preserving classic games is a priority for Atari, and the release of the Atari 2600 Plus will make the hundreds of Atari 2600 and 7800 games that have been released over the last 50 years universally accessible. And Playon's approach to a quality recreation of iconic Atari hardware made them the perfect partner to bring the Atari 2600 Plus to market. So, yeah, we got to go find that ET burial site. And just,
man. I hope if anything good comes out of this, we'll bring back like wood panels to consoles.
Yeah, exactly.
All this new modern stuff is garbage. We need wood.
That's a good point. Can you imagine if the PlayStation 5 it was just wooden paneled? It would be so much better. Yeah, that's a good idea. Wood. This is where another one of these good ideas you have. Wood paneled game consoles. I'm writing it down, dude. We're gonna make $1 million cents off of this one. All right, that's it. That's all I got. We're just about under an hour. I was shooting for under an hour, and we did it. So I'm proud. You got anything else you want to talk about before we still got time?
No, we're good. That was so much we got through today.
It was. My mouth hurts. I need more drinks. I need beer. That's what I need. Oh yeah. I think I have a problem. All right. Thanks for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Every Monday you can find us. Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcasts. Go subscribe anywhere you find us. You'll get those episodes right then. You don't even need to look for them. You just have them. You know what I mean? You can find us at Fruit Lab. It's a great website where you could post video game content, watch video game content, and earn pips. It's a cryptocurrency. And with that, you could do so many things. What that is, I don't know. But you go.
Buy your next game.
Go to Fruit Lab and find out. You can also find us on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. It's where you can find this show on YouTube. You can check out full clip. He's over at GameFAQs, GameFAX. He's also on Twitch occasionally. You playing Baldur's Gate on Twitch?
No, man. This one's for me.
Okay.
Nudity on, in other words.
Yeah. Penis. Which penis did you go with?
That's I think the question. The standard one.
Oh, standard A. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Full clip _ FL for that. This is one that I keep finding myself watching content because it's one you could get so many ideas of how to handle areas a little outside the box. So it's no gameplay is the same. It's really cool. And then you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, out there. Putting out the best bits of every week's episode of Gaming News Weekly. And podcasts. Go check us out on any podcast service you find. Just type in GNW, and every Monday you'll get some news right in your ear holes. What else? We still got time. We're under an hour still. You want to tell me more about which penis you chose?
Baldur's Gate 3. I could talk for hours on that.
I know. Let's go play some Baldur's Gate. Have you tried playing with anybody yet?
No, I'm getting ready to, though, trying to get my wife and figure out this whole LAN connection thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I played over the internet with a friend. So you got to start a new character to do that so that they're not permanently part of your party. But it worked flawlessly. Very surprisingly, nice. It worked so well. So, we only did it once, and it was a blast. And it was nice to make a new character. It was kind of like my throwaway character. I made a giant dragonborn wizard. And they made a tiny half person, whatever.
I've decided I'm going to do probably a halfling bard or something on this next one.
There you go. Yeah, go weird. Love it. All right. Well, thanks so much for checking out this episode. We'll see you next week with more Gaming News Weekly.